specific message. You're one of a kind, and people are beginning to notice. There's something about whoever this is. It's like in a past life specifically. I'm going to use the word shunned. That keeps coming through. It's like you were shunned. And in this life, you've been very hermited, reserved with your divine truth. It's like you had gifts that were coming online since a very young age, to the point where I think that maybe you were a bit different, if you want to call it. I'm hearing the word weird. I think that word is great, but I think that in society you might not have not have integrated in the society that you were around. Okay. But I think there's something shifting in you. That's why this is coming through, transformation. You've had to learn so much, but I think it was so that you could really come to this point where you are so proud of your divine truth, your light, right? And I just keep hearing gifts coming online. So you had to reach a point where all the lessons you've been through those for a reason, so that you could reach a point where you wouldn't be put off, where you would stand proud in your truth. So I'm just going to check and see who this message is for, what the message is. Yeah, there's definitely, you've had tower moments for sure. Mars, the energy of Mars could be important. That's the masculine drive, right? But it can also be very, if not channeled correctly, it can really lead to things like aggression, acting on impulse, passion led astray, if you will. So maybe you've had to learn how to harness that, and, instead of gathering and festering in emotion that turns to resentment, learning how to just release at the same time. Which means healthy boundaries have not been easy for you. Maybe change itself has I'm seeing a lot of change when you were younger. Maybe you moved environments or something, but there was definitely something about your childhood where there was something that very much shifted for you. But I don't think you realise the whole point of that was to remove what would have been blocks to your light, your truth coming forward. Mars. Okay. There's an opportunity of expansion that you're currently in. That's what this is. They want you to enjoy this. So whatever change and shifts you're going through currently, Divine wants you to enjoy the change of this. Virgo energy at the bottom of the deck as well. It literally says let things unfold. So what might feel like a complete shift or change right now, there's a divine orchestration taking place. There's a reason for this. Okay, and I think there's something about honouring because sometimes you can get so nervous and anxious about what's to come as a result of this. You're thinking so forward to future that it's actually creating an anxiety inside you, but this is asking you to enjoy the present moment. So being present for you is super important right now, even though I think that's been something you've had to truly work on, and that's because of everything you've experienced. It's like you don't want to keep repeating the same thing, but what that's doing is not allowing you to stay in the present, to be present in this moment, which means that maybe you've had to learn how to really trust yourself to handle whatever does come. I think that you're still working on that, actually. Okay. Literally a card of abundance for me, this one is. This is another card of expansion. So this is your turning point right now. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. So I'm hearing Jupiter retrograde. So this is a complete change that's taking place. You don't realize there's an absolute expansion, and they're asking you now to allow the divine unfold, because something needs to be removed, whether it's a block within you or just something outside of you, in order for this growth that is destined for you, for the soul expansion to really come online right now, to come on board. Something about your intuition could be truly sparking right now, like really elevating. This is the opportunity of a turning point for you. Beautiful. I'm hearing, it's important to not... Well, I'm going to see what comes through. They're not the Emperor. And that is connected to Mars energy. So this is your divine masculine energy just going through an awakening within you, whoever you are. There's something... This is going to... Whatever this tower is, it's literally going to create a desire within you to act, but... there's a need to just honour the process right now. So what's falling away, because you can't see what's about to come in. But I feel like it's going to be a very abundant energy. So maybe you are working on, I said something about your gifts coming online. Maybe you're genuinely working on like a business or something to do with that. Something's coming in though, an opportunity. Oh, let's find out. Too many cards. That's exciting. The colour red could be really important. Maybe you're wearing that right now as you're listening. Really smart codes as well. Something that's smart. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So this is Earth sign energy as well. So things have been stuck for a while. You know what? I don't even think that's what this is. I think that you feel like something's stuck, or you're afraid of something being stuck. That's why you don't want to just wait, you know, and allow the divine unfold. It's kind of like you're eager to move, to do the next thing, because you don't want to get stuck here, you know. But that's exactly what's not going to happen. This is activating the strength within you, your courage, your faith. Wow. But, you know, in doing so, you're actually becoming someone who's trustworthy and dependable, because you're not trying to impulsively move and move on to the next and act quickly and spontaneously. You're allowing yourself to trust what's happening. You're being driven by something, a higher purpose, you know. The Emperor, he knows how to, you know, take control in a way where action is being taken in an ordered step by step, you know. It's not just erratic and whenever you feel like you suddenly need to. It's not that at all. That's why you're becoming more grounded and dependable. Libra energies could be important. Okay. Autumn time. There could have been something that happened in autumn time. Literally, the Lovers just landed on that as well. So this is what's becoming unstuck, this alignment. And then you've got a card of communication here as well. Air signs could be important. Oh my God, this is Leo energies within. So you've got within 1 to 2 weeks, and then you've got within 7 to 14 days, which is the exact same thing. So that's come out twice for a reason, because I wasn't going to say that. So there's something about within the next 1 to 2 weeks is really important, and it's something to do with this because they came out together. The Lovers. That's where there's going to be a big shift. Something's happening. There could be some kind of communication. Something that's hasn't happened. That's why it's like maybe you're feeling to do something, but actually you're needing to just give yourself some patience so that whatever this is that wants to come through, this alignment within the next 1 to 2 weeks that wants to come through, you can allow yourself to receive that in this expansion that's currently taking place. Virgo landed right in the Emperor there as well. Okay, yeah, so it's okay to go within for a moment, you know. There's something about enlightenment, that word specifically. It's like something's coming through. There's maybe even an epiphany, just something. I'm seeing that light bulb moment, right? I'm seeing, I don't know, I just think that there's something being gathered for you right now. And you've been preparing for this. Like I said, maybe you've been working in a business or something within you. Yeah, so when this Tower comes, very unexpected, allow yourself to go within. Ask yourself, what is it teaching you? How are you responding? There's something about that. Sagittarius energy is really important. So that's seasons, which obviously is literally within the next 1 to 2 weeks. So makes sense. Pluto, judgment. Okay, there's a judgment call. There's a major rebirth, opportunity for a new beginning, right? But there's a huge transformation that needs to present itself first. This is a destiny unfolding because you're going to allow it to. You're not going to jump into that impulsive energy, that excessive control, you know, that need to, you feel the energy, feel like it's, you know, it's gathering momentum, and it's like it's making you want to act. Maybe before, you know, you couldn't sit in it, but you're needing to sit in it. You're needing to find stillness in the energy that's gaining momentum. It's going to be important for you because wherever you're going, there's alignment there. So you need to know that you can handle that energy in alignment. The rebirth taking place. Sagittarius energy as well. The next month is going to be really important to recognize how these changes are going to unfold for you. Huge opportunity, literally the Fool. Oh my God, and Leo. This has come out with the Emperor. The Fool and the Strength card. Wow. This is it. This is the opportunity to gather that courage and jump in. You know, don't forget, it's kind of like it's coming in a two-way thing. It's asking you, the divine is asking you to just honor the divine unfold. But when you're going to be given a sign, when you need to act, you're going to need to act. Okay, I honestly feel like there could be a divine masculine energy here who is going to take a leap of faith, and this is where divine feminine is being guided to just honor this. Not, you know, if there's a reaction that comes through, to recognize within yourself what's taking place. So I'm kind of getting that maybe somebody here is recognizing that you are one of a kind, because that was the very first message. The others are recognizing it too. But with that message that's just come through, the end of that other part, there's something about that. Let's find out. Because this complete sudden change and the action that's going to come through is to do with that Lover's card. Truly, someone's gathering some strength right now, courage. Okay, let's find out some more. Yep, this is it. This is confirmation. So what I was saying before in the other part, that you're scared that things might get stuck if you don't act. No. This is, things are going to keep moving. This is confirmation. It's going to keep moving. It's not going to get stuck. So that's more than once that's come out now. So there's something about you being really, you're going to need to recognize when that's coming in, and that in from the mind space, you know, because I think there's something there that's in the subconscious that might want to surface to show you that this is still existing, this belief, this fear, and this is going to be your opportunity to rebirth that, you know, to shed that skin that I'm talking about. This is where I feel like you're becoming more and more who you need to be to celebrate the gifts that you are here to bring online in this lifetime. Like I said, in the past lifetime, very specific message, your voice, something about that was shunned, your expression, your truth. So this is not going to get stuck. You're being asked to honor the divine and bold, because you need to recognize where there's energetic alignment taking place. And that doesn't just happen, right? You need to honor the process, and that's why it's saying stillness. Stillness, okay? Yeah, detach. It's okay to just find silence. Literally, divine, this says allow divine timing, trust divine timing. This is timeless, whatever this is. Okay, truly. I'm going to get another one just to confirm. Okay, yeah, so winter sign energies. I think this is something that's been a while. Whatever this is, it's come almost like you're not going to expect it's going to be a tower, because you're not even going to expect that it's about to come in. You've got Saturn twice here. So there's something about a karmic element, that cycles that have been closing out to get to this point. So maybe you're still going to be a bit detached, you know, not sure how to handle this, if you will. I'm going to get another one just to confirm. I'm also hearing that somebody has been detached. And for you, that has been a big no sign. You know how that sort of stuff flying around, and it's kind of like, no, a message is a sign. Well, I think someone's been clearing through some stuff. That doesn't mean you're supposed to wait, and you know they 100% need to take accountability for themselves. But the Hanged Man is here, a confirmation that somebody has been. It has been absolutely longer than a year. I think there's been silence, because it's a communication card at the bottom of the deck, and I honestly think there's going to be something that's going to be revealed here as well, unexpectedly. So let's get some tarot just to get some confirmation for you. So I'm going to get a bit of, so what has been happening to this point? It's clearly something's been closed out. Okay, Knight of Cups, interesting. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I think that there's an offer revoked. I think an offer came through and it was revoked. That's why that no energy. Yeah, there was a lack. This is why it feels like somebody didn't know how to proceed. Got the Sun there. They didn't know how to proceed. They hadn't accessed that divine light within them yet. They had way too much going on that they were still trying to balance, and I don't think that they were 100% honest about this, if I'm honest. But there was something about, I think they were trapped in, I don't know if it's like their mind, something about their ego space anyway was keeping them trapped. But this is giving me the energy that for you, this is where you're going to need to, you're going to be a bit unsure, you know, because like I say, it's been a while or whatever. Coming out as a Queen of Cups as well, which is really beautiful. You're in your heart space, you're ready to, you know, express and feel in a very emotionally in tune way. So your intuition is on. Putting a Virgo there as well, another card of intuition. So this is where I think whatever this is, it's going to bring you some enlightenment, but you're guided here. This is where you're going to be opportunity to release any limiting beliefs that you have had because of this long pause, you know. I think that whatever this is, you were thinking, this is it, this is done. But like I said, there's a reason that I think that intuitively, you've known there's more yet. I think that for a while you were concerned that this is just going to be something that's really selfish. I'm going to say that word. And maybe somebody did act like that. They weren't putting in the effort here. And maybe you are. There's something about that. And This is where I think you're going to need to honor your intuition and honor the divine unfold of this, because that's coming through for a reason for you. Oh, too many. I think you've changed, as well. So you're going to need to, I'm hearing ponder, which is interesting, but reflect truly on the person who you were and how they would have reacted versus who you are now, and your understanding of your path, and maybe even this connection differently. Strength. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Strength. Again, so strength is important here. Gathering that strength. Whatever happens next, 2 energies are involved here, and you're both going to be, your strength is going to be tested. Like I said, this is going to be a need to honor the energetic alignment that wants to take place with whatever physical action is taking place, which has not happened in a while. But this is where you both had lessons to learn how to trust in divine timing. I think there was something about timing that was a big deal. It's very connected to the 3D landscape. This has to be done by this. And, when you're seeking for some kind of validation outside of you, it means that you're lacking that unconditional love within you. And I think that's something that's been a really big lesson, and maybe for both of you here, and maybe you're going to be at that space where you want to just detach even more, but it's not about, this is about honoring what's happening and unfolding for a reason, recognizing what it's teaching you along the way, the opportunities that it's bringing you. Because don't forget, you've got expansion coming through here. Yeah, literally resisting surrender, it says. This is where things are going to need to shift. Because for that turning point, that expansion, see, this world has come out like this. You've got the 4 of Wands here, celebrating union, it says. So this is going to depend on how you handle this. This world can either be the end of a chapter, or it can just be a repetition and keep going over the same thing and same thing. This is where you get to say, hold on, let me surrender to this. Trust yourself in this. I honestly feel like this is a mirroring thing, but in different ways. Someone's resisting the surrender to what's going to happen once they take the action, then you're resisting the surrender towards allowing them to take action, actually, to allowing yourself to receive, and really honouring the process of healthy boundaries. I think healthy boundaries have been something for both of you, a big deal. Okay, this is where you might get way too stuck in the logic mind. Again, but maybe both of you are like this, but the Star, so this is that wish being granted, okay? The logic mind, you've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. They're like opposites, okay? She's all, intuitive in her heart space, and literally Ace of Cups, overflowing love, she knows how to pour into herself. This King of Swords over here is like logic is ruling, King of Swords can also, and when it comes to the heart space, it can feel a bit cold, right? But I also feel like, for me personally, King of Swords is very, can be quite honourable, as in wants to come in with truth and integrity, which is beautiful. But I do think that there's only needs to be a balance here, because you can't just allow one to rule over the other. You need to find that beautiful balance, that emotional intelligence. Because here, this card says worth fighting for. Something here is worth fighting for. I think someone's recognising that, and for a long time, they cut themselves off from that. They really did. I don't think they've had healthy... Honestly, I don't think they've had healthy masculine energies around them. They've had to become that themselves, which has been a big learning curve, Something came through as well earlier, which I think is a big deal. Yeah, look, I think that this failed before. Their pride got in their way, their ego, massively. And I think that, honestly, there were external influences that they were giving way more value and investing way more attention in those. And maybe it's because they were there, for a longer period of time, so it was natural for them to understand that. But I think, like I said, someone's realizing you're one of a kind, and not just one of a kind, you're one of the kind in terms of the aligned one, the divine one, to their divine self, Sometimes, people often think masculine wounds can come, actually, got justice, that I'm going to get back to that message in the next part, but I just wanted to, this is actually really interesting with what I'm about to say, justice, fairness and balance. It's about, like I said, there's some kind of karmic energy finding balance here in order for this to come through. Yeah, there's been some deception here, okay? And I actually think this is a very self-deceptive thing. Someone's not been honest about their truth, their feelings, their emotional space, their heart for a long time. And I think, again, this could be a mirroring thing, because for you, there is something about your past life being shunned with your gifts, and I think for them it's to do with their heart space. So they still carry that wound heavy. They've had to really cleanse and purge through that, you know, on a karmic level, whoever this is, okay? Justice, there's fairness and balance that wants to come through, and that's multiple times. I think there's been some clearing taking place for both of you during this Hanged Man period, okay? Okay, this is another one where you're either going to be honouring your worth and getting those rewards for your labour, or you're going to let the overthinking mind and the subconscious wounds come forth. When they come forth, you know, because that's something that's been conditioned within you since you were a very young age and since all of the trauma that's been accumulated, it can still, you know, want to show up rear its little head. But that's where you get to say, hold on, let me recognise this, let me observe this, let me check my worth. Everything you have been accumulating to this point, everything you have been becoming, has got you to this point for a reason. And I actually think that this is also somebody who themselves doubted so much externally and didn't actually honour their truth, which was to do with this connection coming together, because they didn't see their worth. I just keep hearing mirroring, and I just, honestly, you two, I think you're quite mirroring. There could be something to celebrate here. That was a card of reconciliation as well, so we'll see. You've both been given an opportunity here for this expansion. Ooh, oh my God, justice again. Okay, whoa. Okay. So, this is so interesting. So I feel like there's a feminine energy here who could be very guards up, and that's what's coming through before. You know, I said you're going to feel like you need to be like in no mode and detached, and, you know, I think that's where there's a bit of guidance that they want to give to you, not to be like that. Healthy boundaries, yes, but don't forget the Queen of Cups has healthy boundaries. You might come off as very strong-willed, you know what I mean, which is beautiful, strong-minded. This might be why somebody's been so afraid to approach, right? But again, divine masculine, that Emperor, isn't afraid to. When they know, they want to move forwards, right? Another thing about the divine masculine, they really know how to truly cherish their person. You know, honor their person in all of their cycles. You know, they have beautiful, healthy boundaries as well. They're not going to let anybody, like, you know, treat them like whatever, you know. That's come through for a reason, really quick, random. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of allowing them to see your vulnerabilities and be like that. You're very on guard with this person. You really are. But this is where you're being guided, you know. And I think that maybe there's this, they feel like they're not enough, and then they're going to show up in a way that doesn't feel like enough to you. But even though it's just because they need they need faith, but also I think there's something about them needing, you know how you need to honour each other's evolution? They're going through a cycle right now of evolution, but they need to prove to themselves as well that their heart is leading them in the right direction, which is their journey to take, sure. So that card says romantic gestures. This card keeps showing up at the bottom of the deck, doesn't it? 333. Ace of Cups, overflowing love. There's definitely this heart space that wants to come through. Okay, so that's giving and receiving equally. There's reciprocity. There's reciprocity here. 6 of Coins. Okay, so there's balance that wants to come through. I think currently to this point it's kind of been like they've been a page and you've been a queen. But there's balance coming through here. Something that was coming through before as well. Sometimes, you know, when you have a masculine energy, say father figure in your life when you were younger, that either wasn't present or they were emotionally not present, you know, so you felt emotionally abandoned, or they physically weren't there. People can often think that that's your as you grow older, that's your masculine wound, right? They'll think that, okay, so that's where your masculine wound needs to be healed. But oftentimes actually, you also need to recognize where the feminine energy in your life, so the mother figure or whoever that main person was for you, feminine person, was in their wounded masculine, because that will have influenced you and your inner masculine too, right? So when, you know, say if the masculine energy wasn't present, father wasn't present, right? So the mother had to kind of step up to be both mother and father or whatever, you know. They had to find that balance. And sometimes it's kind of like you weren't shown how to be in that beautiful, balanced, aligned divine feminine within you, that equal, balanced, aligned divine masculine within you. There were wounded energies that you were being taught with, if that makes sense. That was your role model, was the wounded energy, and it wasn't because of the absent masculine, it was because, or even the other way around, I'll make it clear, it's not just that. I'm saying masculine because of this energy that was coming through before. There's something about masculine wounding here that's a really big deal. Emotional avoidance and detachment. Okay, so it's not just that, you know, one parent, it's both. It can be both. That's why it's something to unravel. That was a lot. Ooh, look at this Ace of Coins. New beginnings. It literally says new beginnings, right? But they're stable. They're grounded. That's an offer that you can trust, and you can plant and water. You know, water knowing that it can flourish into absolute abundance, you know. But again, it's going to be you recognizing that you're worthy of it. You're recognizing also that your person is worthy of that too. That you're both on the human experience. Okay, the Hermit has come out again, so Virgo energies again, but this is again where you're going to be minded to not be so. I think that that word selfish came through before. I think that's how you see that person, that emperor that wants to come through. I think that's something about the past, which is where you're kind of getting a bit guarded. Maybe they did act in that kind of way. That's what you believe, you know. You know, Divine Masculine is very giving, a very giving energy. They're not going to just, they're going to know when to take accountability. They're not going to just put it all on you, you know. And I think that's where that equal giving and receiving comes in. You both honour that within each other. And I think that maybe they weren't in their Divine Masculine before. They were in wounded, and perhaps you were in your wounded energy as well. Because that mirroring thing keeps coming through for a reason, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Got the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. King of Cups, someone's been leveling up. Emotionally, they have been maturing. So you've got the King and Queen of Cups on the table now. So you can both be in your logic space, King and Queen of Swords, or you can both come together with that, now that Two of Cups I wanted to come through, with your equal cups of love, where you've been learning how to pour into yourselves. So you can truly create this space where you are able to give to each other too. This isn't selfish energy. This is very much, I think that Hanged Man has made you both go within so much to honor the journey of solitude, but also self-reflection, self-awareness, soul expansion is taking place because you created this space within you for that growth, that spiritual growth, if you will. Now you're ready. The storybook ending, it says on here, like a fairy tale ending, right? The Ten of Cups that wants to come through. That's complete emotional fulfillment. I think that you both have a very, very mirrored, again, picture of what you both want moving forwards. Pretty. Oh my God, you've got the Ten of Coins as well. Whoa. There has been material attachment here. This is the thing. I think that someone might have a bit of an idealistic approach to things, and that's not healthy. I'm getting Neptune, Pisces energies. You know, I think there has been something about family issues. I think someone's still dealing with family issues. Okay, it's kind of like you can't move forward and proceed in that energy if someone's still stuck to material attachments, or I think there's somebody who maybe they want to create such a secure foundation, and that's something they haven't got right now, so it's kind of preventing them from moving forward. Okay. Oh, that's good. They are closing out this cycle though. I think that with it comes a lot of truth is coming to the surface, where their emotions have been stuck and within them. I think that's what's coming to the surface, that unstuckness. So it's going to keep moving, I think, because you're both going to keep evolving here. Okay, moving forwards. What else do you need to be aware of moving forward? Okay, so you've got the Nine of Cups and the Three of Us. Get some confirmation. Moving forwards. Okay, it does say better things ahead. Okay, Magician as well. So there's clearly something. This is whatever's happening right now is happening so that you can recognize where there's still a feeling of lack potentially. Okay, but also helping you to recognize and honor your vision more clearly, because I think it's a bit clouded at the moment, if I'm honest. And especially with that Tower that's going to come through, I think it's going to shake things up, and you won't know what to expect moving forwards, right? It's going to make you rethink maybe your choices, your priorities, that kind of thing. Oh, the Tower's come out again, just as I was talking about it as well, the Tower. It's in reverse though, so I don't know, let's get some clarity. This is about moving forward. Okay, someone needs to be mindful. Okay, you got the Emperor, but you've also got, Okay. So I think what's happening is there's going to be some truths coming to the surface. You're going to recognize that this was a narrow escape. You know, when someone's not leading in a connection and they're meant to be the embodiment of the divine masculine in a specific connection where they lead. You know, leading is a balanced thing. We know this, right? But whoever this is, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. You end up taking that role on, right? So say you create the space for them to lead, you know, to make the plans, to, you know, whatever it is, to lead with communication. You create that space for them to do that, but they're not doing it. Sometimes you might feel like you're being forced into your masculine energy and you're going to just take that lead instead. The conversation isn't flowing, so you suddenly feel like you need to lead it. I think that might be something that could have happened here, but I think this is also where you've been learning how to surrender and recognize where actually if someone's not giving, like I said, there's obviously someone who's had to learn not to be selfish, to be more giving in specific scenarios such as this, then you're learning to just sit in stillness. That's one of your biggest lessons here, to sit in stillness, to let this unfold, because someone's learning how to step into the divine masculine and truly learn how to take that lead. Because what you're about to learn is that somebody was not ready. They were in a very, very inner wounded teenager. I mean, my God. They have a potential of being a king of wands, but they were so stuck on this reckless energy that's coming up, you know, this external, everything I was saying actually, the external validation, even their impulse was out of control, truly. It's like they're presented as this leader, you know, this confident, charismatic, you know, whatever, but they were truly operating from wounds, and that's where the towers come out. But in reverse, it says a narrow escape. You're going to learn this was a narrow escape. They did not know how to move forwards. Okay, but there is that better times ahead. There is, okay? This is all going to be about how this magician chooses to approach this situation moving forward. There's a decision to be made. What else do you need to be aware of moving forwards? So this is them. This is their choice now. This is their opportunity to step up. You're going to also learn about their family. There's something about someone's family where, again, there's a family is a big deal here. You know, you've got both the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Coins, but I think that there's something, they're in reverse, so it's not great. This is where somebody's going to, they need to get into more of that, again, that masculine, divine masculine. They have a strategy, you know, they have their goals, they have their step-by-steps. This is a bit strange, moving forwards. This is very different to what they've grown up with, whatever they're about to do. And that's why I think they don't know how to handle it, what they've grown up with and who they've been around. Oh my God. These are cards for moving forwards, I have to be honest. They're not great. What's going on? Okay. This death card is suggesting that someone's about to change, like go through a transformation here. That's what's happening. They're about to learn what it means to honor. See the devil at the bottom of the deck. Honor this energy they have within them, and honor it in terms of taking action that is more in alignment. It's not just rushing in and all that kind of stuff. Got the Fool again here. I think they're going to be shown. I think this is why you're being asked. There might be a towel, but you're being asked to step back, go into stillness, because this is going to be an opportunity for somebody to recognize how they're choosing to operate. Where's their strategy? Where's their intention? What is their direction? I don't think they're fully aware of that yet, but whatever this is, because at the moment I think they're just gathering courage and confidence to even move in this direction, which is beautiful. But the next step, because you need to be mindful you don't get into reactive mode, is them recognizing where they still attached to this need for external something to happen in this expectation, right? Look at that. Final card, you got the Lovers, and then at the bottom of the deck you got the Hierophant. That's high level. This is, again, the Lovers again. So this is where the opportunity is, but you're going to need to allow somebody to just some time to step into themselves. Truly, not detach in a cold and guarded way, truly from your heart space. You know, that's where that Queen of Cups is at. It's going to allow you to release any limiting beliefs, including the way you are with yourself. I'm just going to get one more. That beautiful Lovers card. There's angelic protection here. There really is. Yeah, that's more like it. The Ace of Wands, a passionate start. If you allow this some space and room and time and for somebody to recognize their right approach, what it means to being that divine masculine, what it means to truly have intention, you know, when they come forward. Because with their intention, you can trust the safety of what they're coming in. If they haven't got that, if they're coming in with this reckless energy, because that's all they've known, it's not going to have stability. But right now, like I say, that's going to come, but first, there's somebody who they need to have the courage, the build up the courage to even come forwards. And I think however you respond to them is going to be a big deal for how they choose to move forwards. So it could be a lot of fast movement forwards. There's a lot of passion here you feel for each other. So that's another thing, not to allow that to lead. But there could be a lot of communication coming forward, because I've got that at the bottom of the deck, and that's a fast moving card. Then you've got that next to the communication card. So again, the Magician. So someone's definitely planning something here. They just need to learn how to release and let go of anything that they're still attached to that's prevented them from truly harnessing and going in and locking in. Okay. I think someone's also releasing some unhealthy attachments when it comes to their family. I really do. Okay. I'm going to do some cards for the Divine Masculine, then for Divine Feminine as well. So first, Divine Masculine, cards for the Divine Masculine. That's interesting. The beginning, their feminine is on their mind. This is the child, it's a girl child, and you got the feminine, the woman there. So then you got Boomerang. I think someone wants this to come back. They want this to come back. This is on their mind. 13 and letter J, 33 as well. So this is definitely on their mind. The recovery is a new experience, this creativity as well. Someone's very creative. That's come out. I think it's the feminine energy. I think they've got, like I said, that realizing you're one of a kind, they've got new perspective. And I think it's because the more that you've honored your gifts and not being quiet about them, and that shunned energy, you're clearing through that karmic cleanse now from those lifetimes. They're seeing you in a very different light. They're seeing your divine truth now. You're embodying it, and the divine love that you have in your heart, you operate from that, and it's clear to see. It's clear to see, and that's why you're being guided not to forget that when this comes in, not to go in that closed and guarded energy. Look at that red flag. Okay, these are cards for the Divine Masculine, remember. So let's see. 22. Okay, so this is about the round table coming together, having healthy conversation, being heard. Divine Masculine, red flag. What is going on? Ooh. They're nervous. That was a card of nervous communication. So this is where I think that red flag is coming through. Again, the card of self, that selfish energy that was coming through. There's a reason for this. This fox, very deceiving, and that was, I don't know. There's still some truths I need to reveal here, and if they're not coming through. They see themselves as Divine Masculine, but are they actually embodying that? Because I don't think that they fully are. Okay. Oh, okay. So they're having a divine. Oh, that's good. They're having a divine intervention right now. This is why they're seeing you clearly. They're seeing, and this is about love of a lifetime as well. Ascension, promises kept, perfect timing, light codes, as above, so below. Okay, interesting. Divine Masculine. This is what's guiding them to want to move forward. Oh my God, I kept talking about having a strategy. This is a domino. This is all about strategic planning. 13 is really important. I've got 12, 7, 9, 22, 24. Gaining momentum. They need to be precise here. They're understanding this better. They're going to be progress, line up, chain reaction, setting into motion. So they do want to move forwards. But again, this card of communication, it's making contact, but it's can be still flighty. And I did say that reckless energy is something they're going to need to work on. Okay. Anything else for the Divine Masculine? Moving forwards. Oh my God, it came out. Oh, okay, I want to make it clear. It's come out, but it's come out with this. So this has been them. You were right. They have been quite selfish in how they've acted. They've only thought about themselves. 14 and 9. There's definitely something that they haven't been honest about. Okay, and there might be maybe some masks as well they've been wearing, but you've got the wine here. And this is all about developing over time, aging well. Number 4, that's the Emperor as well in Tarot. And this is about family legacy as well. So there could be, again, something about their family is a big deal. Healing family issues. So they have been maturing over time, but still not fully. Okay, I think this is to do with the deceit. This is number 27, finding out more information. I think this is what I mean by deceit. I think that they've been trying to get more information and gather more information, but they've not been doing so in a very, they've been doing maybe behind the scenes or something. I don't know. But this is where I think that you're going to need more information from them as well. Oh, I forgot this was here. You're going to need more information from them. But I don't know, this divine intervention, whatever's happening, is happening divine. When I say perfectly timed, it truly is. And I actually think as well, Divine Feminine, what's coming through is that Divine Feminine has been learning how to trust others on their path. So, and I think this has been happening in examples in your life, family, friends, just new people that you're meeting, because this is what's allowing this space for this Divine Masculine to come in whilst there's still at least the energy of them, maybe even if it's not physically, their energy wants to come through, but it's showing them on an energetic level. It's kind of, they can feel that they need to clear through this red flag energy that's coming through, that fox behavior, you know. It's like they want more information, so they know that they're moving correct, but actually the Emperor, you know, will take his chances because he knows that he's going to be there to roll that dice. Otherwise, what's ever going to get done? You know. Divine Feminine, cards for the Divine Feminine. On point, number 1, beautiful. Look at that Archer. On target, careful aim, focus, being precise and implementing a strategy as both of you. What is going on? Okay, maybe you are doing that in your life as well. Divine Feminine, they could see you like this as well, actually. Very focused, you know, driven. Divine Feminine. Whoa, I think you've had a massive change. Wherever your path was going, it's been a huge change, unexpected. It threw you, of course, but now you're finally on track. You are finally on that path of purpose. You're going in the right direction, okay? There's going to be forward movement for you as well. I've got 30, number 3. Okay, again, there's definitely forward movement. You want to move, there's, you know, that you want to move ahead. There's no wanting to, you know, that stuckness that you're so afraid of. But again, that's honoring and everything that we were saying from the very beginning. You're going to keep moving no matter what. Feminine energy, that's you. Confirmation, this is definitely you on target. And I think that you're really wanting to embody this divine feminine within you. Green light. Green light. There is something coming. It's going to be a surprise, but that's that tower that keeps coming through. Kind of flipped in my hand, the tree. Very fertile energy is coming. That's about past lives as well. That was coming through big for you. You've been clearing through so much past life stuff, especially what I was saying at the beginning. Oh my God. You're about to clear through something here. That's about like a ball and chain energy. I'm talking about, it could even be codependency, something that's kept you restricted from this beautiful forward path that you are so destined to go on and flourish in. It's part of your purpose. Whatever this is, it's kept you stuck. That's why this tower's coming in the way it is, and you're being guided to allow the expansion of this because it's leading you onto your path. 35, 29. So when this comes in, it's going to show you where maybe you are still in that unhealthy space, so that you can finally create a firm foundation and release and liberate yourself from that energy. You know, when I say that energy, the energy within you. Look at this anchor, grounded. 35 is an important number. Number 9 is our stable, enduring, solid. You've been persevering. There's been willpower here, long lasting. You're proving to yourself. You're living proof of your own endurance. Truly persistent. Wow. Secure. Path ahead is secure. That's what they keep wanting to confirm for you, because when this comes in, there's something that needs to be released, and it's that some kind of unhealthy attachment here. Maybe the difficult energy of the connection that you had, because then only then can the alignment can come through, not just unhealthy attachment. Okay. Divine feminine. This is what I was saying. Look at that. The karmic wheel. 2. Fate, karma, cycles, forces of the universe. Get what you deserve. It's out of your hands. Destiny, synchronicity. That's why you're getting more focused and on point. Not getting yourself get distracted. You're believing in miracles again, because you're creating the space to do so. You're not keeping yourself stuck in this anymore. You know, that selfish energy or whatever. That's not yours to heal and clear through. That's fine. You release that. You let that go. You understand that your focus is ahead. And you don't hold people against that either. Like I said, people need to take accountability for sure. Yeah, this has been your biggest obstacle to your path of abundance and success, and you're very ambitious, but it kept you stuck from becoming established. Truly. Ooh, look at that book. It's beautiful. Number 26, 10, 21, 8. Hidden things, mystery. This is your future. This is where you're moving though, the track. It's like you've got some kind of intellect, some knowledge that you need to speak on. This is what I meant by past life. You were shunned for that. Time to express yourself. This is a beat of your own drum that you're moving forward now in. Could be an author as well. Get some more. The divine feminine. Yeah, uprooted from the past. Radical change. There's a separation here. 29. Yeah, you were forced. This was, whatever happened, it was so unexpected, but this is where you need to clear some karmic energies from your inner being, from your soul. So that's what the opportunity was. When you change your perspective, you really begin to see things differently. You see things as opportunities. Yeah. that's that ball and chain energy connected to someone who was all non-committal and standoffish, and maybe they did the whole block game, refusing to compromise. The poem, yeah, they have their own reasons, but again, this is where they need to take their accountability as well. You're honouring that. You don't want to stay stuck to, you know, waiting for closure or somebody who isn't treating you the way you deserve, right? Like I say, they need to step up into that divine masculine still. You know, you both are on your journey. Oh my God, you've got some beautiful, there's something about luck, a reward that's coming for you on your path ahead because of your endurance. It's like divine wants to reward you for something. It's really beautiful. And again, that's going to be unexpected. Anything else for the divine feminine? Oh my God, literally look at that overflowing abundance. 34. This is where you get to have release. You're letting it go, emotional release, no longer chasing or feeling like that, even whether it's physically, energetically, or whatever. You know, it's tears of joy. Okay, got this third person at the bottom of the deck. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to get some cards for your connection. Cards for your connection. I think maybe that's what you're really, like that man wanting to come through. Maybe that's what you're releasing though. Like I said, there could be something where you knew there was something else and you're holding on to that still, you haven't had closure or confirmation. Maybe just releasing it, letting go. You're not being so, oh, I need the truth. It's just like, you know what? I know what I deserve. You're going to come correct and, you know, in that energy, or I need to start focusing on me, releasing this, whatever's keeping me stuck and weighed down in this. You know, blocks come out twice there, very cold and different. If they did the whole block thing and you know what you deserve, right? So they need to show up correct. Number 14, blueprints. This is about your connection, by the way. So blueprints, firm foundations, thoughts becoming thing. There's a starting point, potential for a starting point here, but it has to be carefully planned. You both need to be very mindful. You know, there's destiny unfolding actually here for you. So let's see, connection. There's a stalk. Again, new beginning is on the cards, but really needs to be addressed, whatever's been happening. Yeah, look at that, the doorbell. Number 10, welcome, alert, arrival. Someone's coming, a return, connect, choosing, opportunities knocking. Take it as an opportunity, not this, oh my God, there's union. Okay, the lovers came out twice. You have this opportunity for alignment, but recognize an opportunity to also show you where you're still blocking yourselves and each other, truly. Connection, cards for your connection. There's some things that need to be unravelled. Again, because that third person, just as I said at the bottom of the day, some truths that need to come to the surface. There's something that there's been some complications, some, I don't know, maybe you felt strung along. There's somebody was all tied up here. It's very puzzling. You didn't understand it. That's what needs to be the truth, and it's to do with the third person. Beautiful tree did come out. 5 and 7, grounded, fertility. Okay, lineage, health, roots. Could be creating a whole new lineage. You know what I mean? When you come together, past lives. Past lives is important here. It keeps coming through. Evolving. It's evolving. There's growth, but you also really honor. You kind of allow each other this, you reflect to each other where you need personal growth too. Connection to divine, this is amplified your connection to divine. This connection has connection moving forwards. Fireworks. Oh, that's a celebration. It's also about celebrating the new year. A lot of passion in this energy. I did say harnessing that is going to be important. Number 30, especially for this masculine energy, because they've been coming through. Like I said, that passion, chemistry, you know, it's beautiful energy to have, but it's about when you really honor someone, you want them to trust you, not just leading with this. You know what I mean? So there's that stability. But this is like, wow, it's explosive. There's desire, there's chemistry, there's kiss, there's hot sex, you know. There's a lot going on here. Wow. Could be something about the new year that's important here. Okay. Moving forward for your connection. This just, you know, yeah. Look at that. The firefly, it's beautiful. There's something coming through here. With this magician card, it says before the manifestation. So this is kind of taking place before this manifestation can come through, manifestation. So this firefly, number 11, this is there's chemistry as well, magical, soul spark, someone exceptional. Didn't I say seeing you as one of a kind? I think you see each other as someone exceptional once you recognize your journey and who you're truly honouring to become. This could be written for you, truly. Illumination, there is illumination coming, light codes as well. Okay, so I'm going to get some more to see. Your emotional intelligence is going to be important. That was that head and heart card. Truly. Connection. Moving forward. Yeah, there is communication here on the cards. It's going to feel like a green light, full speed ahead. But again, this is where you're being guided to honor what's coming through. Knowing your worth. Number 1 and 9, which is going to guide this divine masculine 44 as well, to step up the way they need to. Number 10. There could be maybe you're the magical card did come out. Maybe that's something, this connection is magical. You're both alchemists, truly. Your health is important as well. So medicine, breaking things down, making something new. Oh, this could be literally the divine masculine manifesting this. The magician. Okay. Connection moving forward. Communication, literally masculine did come out. Communication again. So this is about this masculine energy. So you're not automatically going into wounded masculine to make up for whatever, or guards up, whatever. It's not about that. Allowing whoever this is to come through, because I want to come through with this message. There is movement. This says movement as well. So, and it says visitor, so they could genuinely just show up randomly. Or just, there's travel here as well, actually. Let me get these super quickly. Connection moving forwards. There are goals. They have goals. That's exactly what they need to have. Goals. Healthy, divinely aligned goals to move towards step by step. Not that rushed, impulsive way where they're not embodying this, this desire to move. Okay, connection moving forwards. Okay, let go of control issues, yeah. So this, again, it literally says allow this situation to unfold naturally. That has been coming up multiple times for you. Okay. That wounded masculine is excessive control, so staying in your stability, honouring that, how it's unfolding. There's still this release. It says release. Time has come to clear your energy, so that still needs to take place. That's where I think someone's guards up and alarm bells are, because that's why they act selfishly, because again, there's something about being afraid of being treated the way they were in the past or whatever. But that's not on you, that's their own stuff to heal. Connection moving forwards. And actually, something else has come through. This is something that maybe you need to do. Now has that third person kept coming through and it's still in your mind and you're still thinking, oh my God, what about this? That might be something that you still need to clear through, so you can recognize what's happening here, so that a new beginning can come through, not just repeating the past, the spiraling. This could be the one. You've already met the person you seek, okay? Whoa. I think that you've both already had to clear through codependency as well. That's why it's that letting go of control. See, that's what I wondered, reconciliation, retreat. I honestly feel like there could be something about going away together or spending some time together in that. Maybe that's the desire, because that's what I feel like this is, I think someone really wants to do that, especially for the new year or something around that, maybe Christmas time, something about that. But this is about disconnecting from the world as well, not just allowing societal norms to show you what it means to be in a connection. And like I said, someone's family has massively influenced them, and that's what they're disconnecting from now. Reconciliation at the bottom deck. Okay. Connection moving forwards. Yeah, this is what I mean. That calling a person, this is about visualization and things like that. I think that's them doing that. New love cycle. So is there honeymoon? That's again spending time together away. So yeah, okay. Super quickly. I want to get these animal cards. A divine masculine animal card. Whoa. Oh, look at that hummingbird. Lifting up from negativity, finding your beautiful sweet nectar. That's good. There could be an entrepreneur. 23, enjoyment, being present. They need to be present. Remember, I was coming through hot and heavy. Rapid response. Like I said, there's going to be some fast fire communication here once this is like they want to be. So they do need to be locked in, but there's just some stuff they need to clear through clearly. And they're resilient. They're finding lightness of being. Very good. That's because they're finally clearing and releasing that stuff. Okay. It could be created themselves, an entrepreneur. They're very curious. They want to ask questions and find out answers. That's why that magnifying glass was coming through. Like I said, they're doing research. Very curious right now. Divine feminine. Divine feminine. So that's somebody who asks the right questions. They ask questions so they can find out some information, but maybe people don't realise this is what they're doing. Divine feminine, you're the dolphin. 12. Peace, harmony, helpful, effective communication, playful, fun, humor, in tune with others, collaboration, joy. Don't be taken away from this beautiful energy. That's powerful. That is beautiful. Card for your connection. Moving forward. Card for your connection. Oh, straight away. Oh, the ego, number 19. Challenging the status quo. That's why they listen to external things, because it wasn't the norm. Longevity. Wow. Long-lasting, remember. Regal, proud, opportunity, new hope, clearer vision of the past, present, and future. The perspective is going to be cleared through, and there's going to be new hope here. Okay, so this forward movement. I still want to just quickly get some clarification for that divine masculine energy. Just those cards are a bit weird. I just want to confirm divine masculine energy, especially moving forwards. They've had way too much external, way too many people attached to them. There's been gossip, there's been just untrustworthy energies. That's why they're so, sneaky and trying to find information, because they need to know that they can trust, but this isn't like what they've experienced. They're recognizing you're one of a kind. They need to honor that. Divine masculine. They need to learn to trust themselves as well. Okay, number 23, number 17. There's hidden possibilities and more than meets the eye. There's hope here. Small beginning, big results. There's change. There's growth potential. Potential to grow. Divine masculine. Aww. They could like dogs. That's cute. This is very loyal, very faithful companion. They need to be mindful though of who they trust around them. Peers, siblings, that kind of thing, because that could prevent them from moving forward. This is the baby steps. Baby steps. 17 is important for whoever they are. Process of arrival. Yeah, they keep on going. Spiritual growth. They're progressing. They have this wild card energy about them though. 24. This is that unpredictable sometimes, unexpected, dark horse, surprise opportunity. I think that's what they're coming in with. Confirmation for this divine masculine energy. They could be have quite an online presence as well. Maybe that's another thing that gets them into that untrustworthy energy, because they themselves, they need to be mindful. Number 19 and 20, incremental. I'm seeing that fame expanding, exposure, publicity, spotlight, internet. You could have met online as well. Divine timing, standing the test of time, past, present, future. They're finding their light. They're understanding their truth, okay? Divine timing for all of you, okay? That's the way it works. Okay, so be bold and make the first move. That's them. That's what I said. They need courage here to even do this. And then they'll recognize where they need to check themselves. Don't let pride get in your way, Leo energies. Do not let pride get in your way. They'd let that happen all the time. That's what I'm getting, that feeling. That's why that hanged man has been taking so long, whatever, because they allow that to happen often. Okay, but this is where they need to change the record. It's in their hands. Yeah, nothing's going to come of that if they just carry on with that pride. It's just going to keep cycling through it again and again. They know where they're being called to move towards, so they need to clear the past energies. New romantic cycle begins. From the cards. From the cards. A time for healing. Whatever this opportunity is coming through, it's going to give you the space to have some adjustments that clearly are needed here. Adjustments are required. Ooh. Going everywhere. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Maybe this is how it's going to feel. Emotions are running high. Believe in the impossible. Standing the test of time, remember. Prosperity lies ahead. Taurus energies. Communication is key. Gemini energy. Okay, so be clear with your communication. Okay, that's a very prominent message, because that's what's going to trigger a lot of this, okay, moving forwards. And you're just going to be honest about what needs to be cleared, what still needs to be heard, the adjustments that will be made on both ends, okay. Someone needs to clear through their energies. They need to be given the time and space to do that, and you need to focus on where you're being guided, because like I say, you're on focusing route, you're on target, okay. So dolphins as well, that divine feminine, she has the ability to collaborate so beautifully, joyously. Stay in your heart space, remember, with healthy boundaries. Super quickly wanted to get some final few cards, and you've literally got the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Emperor, the Sun, then you've got the Knight of Coins. So this is going to be about somebody really coming through honorably, but also, slow and steady, in a space where they're creating trust. Because, there's been some untruths here that need to be cleared through, and there's gaining momentum, but someone needs to be honest, okay. So I don't know, and they want to put in the work, they want to do this, and you could be celebrating union very soon. It's going to be about doing things together. Someone's really clearing through some strings attached energies right now, okay? And they want to be honest about that, but it's going to allow you to liberate yourselves, find this beautiful loving exchange that wants to come through, equal cups of love, okay? You've got this. Sending love.